Hello, once again, everybody. Welcome to this blooming room. My name is Coach Chinyere, and I hope you're all doing good. If this is your first time, please bless us with your subscription and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever we load a new video. When we usually try to load new videos on Wednesdays and on Sundays as consistently as my schedule will allow. Okay, so today I want to address a subject that's very, very close. I'm a life and relationship coach. So I am all for timing, and I believe that time is very important in everyone's life. I think I've had a couple of videos where I address this particular subject about timing and how that it is important for men and women alike, to not allow people who are there just to waste your time, especially when you know what you want out of life and out of a relationship. I mean, there's no need to allow people to hang on in your lives that are not going to, are not heading in the same direction. What's the point in boarding a bus that is going nowhere when you have a clear idea as to where you want to go to? The best thing is to be sure that the bus is heading in the direction that you were headed. So today I want to address, it's important that we value the time and listen to other people, because sometimes we think that we have all the time in the world. As women, when you're growing up as a little girl, they tell you, bend down and sweep. Is that how you're going to take care of your husband's home? Cook. Is that how you're going to serve your husband a meal? Clean yourself clean. Is that how dirty you're going to go into your husband's home? So right from when we were younger, it's been bombarded into our brains. Husband's home, husband's home, husband's home, husband's home. Unfortunately for the guys, it's different. They are taught to go to school, make money. And so the idea is that money is all that it takes for a man to be prepared for his future family, which is unfortunate. And we'll talk about all of that in another video. But for today, I just want to talk about something that has to do with timing. And why I had to go through that rant is that women are mentally exposed and prepped for marriage. The reason I said mentally is because we're constantly hearing it. Prepare for your husband's home, prepare for your husband's home, prepare for your husband's home. Character-wise, however, it might be a different thing, because character is influenced by a whole lot of other things other than what we hear. However, mentally we are prepped for that. We're domesticated early enough. Most women I think are, except for a few cases. Most women are domesticated, and so they are prepped in that regard for marriage. But I'm just going to let you listen into a conversation I listened to. This is a podcast that I dearly, dearly loved. Christian based. It's called Dear Future Wifey. So I'm going to just listen to the conversation, and then we'll come back, just addressing the same thing that I'm talking about now. Okay, just bear with me. All right. So this is
logical. But why is it that you can tell a woman exactly that?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I believe it is. I heard this quote, I've never forgotten it. Throughout life, a woman is waiting to find the right man, while that man is waiting the right time. So for a woman, it's the right person. For a man, it's the right timing.
That's real.
So because a woman, when she finds what she feels is the right person, she cannot let that go. And if you constantly feeding the flesh wants what it wants.
Yes.
The flesh says, I want it, and I want it now.
Yep.
There is no patience. I want it now. You're the one for me. So I believe it comes from a lack of humility, flesh, and a woman being wired to wanting to find that right man. And we're wired to waiting to the right time. That's why they're ready. We're like, hold on. Calm down, pump your brakes.
And let me tell you something, that makes a lot.
So, because of all of that training that we have received growing up, it's in our heads. Prepare for your husband, prepare for your husband. So we are usually more likely to be ready to jump into a relationship or into marriage more than a man. A man is waiting for a certain time and place, waiting for certain things to align themselves before they want to consider bringing a woman into the home. A woman, however, has been prepped from when she was young. So if you were deciding to settle for someone, you better be careful not to hang on to people who have not arrived at that timing in their lives when they want to settle down. Otherwise, you'll be beating a dead horse. And what will happen if you do? You are going to do most of the work to try to sustain that relationship, because this person isn't ready. So you were lashing on because you're hoping that you would change their mind. Change their mind. And that can be an ugly, 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 ugly ride. So you best be careful that when you're settling or allowing people to come into your lives, it has to be people who are at a timing in their lives where we call it settling down. I don't even know why we like to use that word, but for all purposes and intent, let me just go along with the flow. Who is ready to settle down? So when you're praying for a spouse, that should be the line of prayer. Father, bring a man into my life who has your fear, respects you, and who is ready to be a husband. When I talk about ready, I'm not talking about money in the bank. I'm talking about character-wise, maturity, spiritual enlightenment, knowing what a woman needs to do and all of that. Okay? So it's important. Pray the right prayer. The one who will love you, not just the one who will love you will love, the one who will love you, the one who will be ready for a committed relationship. That should be your line of prayer. Not just hanging on to anyone. They might have a good flat, they might have money in the bank, but they're not necessarily ready for a marital relationship. They will bed you, they will sleep with you, but they're not ready for that relationship. All right? So you better be careful about that, because I think sometimes when we hang around people, this is just going to be a passing conversation. Just listening. I'm just going to wrap up with this one for today. Okay?
But oftentimes people waste so much time with the wrong person that they don't avail themselves for the right person.
And they can't recognize them when they show up.
Because they don't show up the way they want to show up.
Listen, some women have been dating boys for so long, they cannot recognize a man when he walks in front of their face. And she will treat that man like a boy. Because of the hurt. Because of all the things that she went through in her past.
I had this exact same conversation last night. The exact same conversation. I said, you're attracted to boys.
Yeah.
I said, and everybody since it was one of my closest friends. I said, you dated F boys ever since you were in the 7th grade.
That's all you know.
That's all you know.
That's all you know.
And now you lowered your standards so low to where you said, well, I don't think I'll ever get married anyway. I don't think I'll ever even have kids anyway.
I know
so you
like
continue messing with the F boys.
I know.
And I'm like, well, how do you expect that to ever change if the only person you ever date are those type of people?
Like I said on.
All right. Am I supposed to add anything more to what that said? So, don't hang around F boys or F men. Be smart.